What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for PlayPicks.com. Going to talk a little Sunday night football tonight. A big game between the Packers and the Vikings. But before we get going here, please hit that subscribe button down below. Hashtag Keep Matt Employed. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you can help me get there. Would really appreciate that. Again, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little like button, the little thumbs up button as well. Let everybody know you're enjoying this content here. And also, if you are in and or around that New Jersey area, we have a very special deal going on right now where you get $60 in free bets at DraftKings Sportsbook. You'll just want to go to the PlayPicks article here. There's going to be a box around here. There's going to be, you can click this link where the odds are. You can click some of these other things, but definitely something you want to take advantage of because this is, again, just going until Monday. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. It's right there in the article. You can click it. All right, so we're talking Packers at Vikings. Obviously, a huge game in the NFC North here. We got a dome game, so no weather concerns. Don't need to be worried about that at all if you are doing that type of, handicapping and worrying about whether it's going to be freezing cold or whatever. We're in a dome here. Packers 4-5-1, 4-0-1 at home. Biggest problem here, 0-5 on the road. They are sitting in third place there in that NFC North. Still in the wild card race, so they could get in there. They obviously have to have a win tonight. That would be the number one thing that they have to do that, but still have a chance of that wild card there. Last time we saw this team, of course, they were losing to Seattle 27-24 last time we saw these guys. Vikings 5-4-1 at home. They are 3-2 at home, 2-2-1 on the road. They're second in the NFC North. Again, if the Packers are in the wild card race, so are the Vikings here. Last time we saw them, they were losing 25-20 to the Chicago Bears team. Probably one of the worst games Kirk Cousins has played, not just as a Viking, just in general, was completely terrible in that game. So cannot play any worse here in this one. These two teams played in week 2. That ended in a 29-29 tie. That is the reason both of these teams have a tie. They tied each other. Kirk Cousins finished 35 for 48 for 425 in that game. 4 touchdowns, an interception. Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs both went over 100 yards in that game. But again, we're talking about an overtime game that went the complete distance here. There's the reason Kirk Cousins went for 425 in that thing. Aaron Rodgers, 30 of 42 for 281 in that game. All right, so we're going to take a look here at the odds as we scroll down here. We got at DraftKings, Vikings at 347.5 at 888. It's at 347.5. FanDuel, it is at 3.5, 47.5 at BetStars. It's at 347.5. Now, obviously, if you're backing the dog in this one, you're going to want to head to FanDuel Sportsbook where you're getting that hook on the Packers right now. If you're looking to back the Vikings in this one, of course, you can head to any of these, but right now you are paying a little bit of, you're paying a little bit bigger juice, actually. It's like minus 117 at DraftKings in order to get rid of that hook there. And you're actually getting a little bit of plus money here on the Vikings at 3.5. If you wanted to still back the Vikings at 3.5 over on FanDuel, you're getting plus 105 on that. So, yeah, pretty interesting how that is all breaking down. This money, I expect between now and the end of today, depending on how things go, people winning a lot of money or losing a lot of money, whether they're chasing or they're feeling really good about their bets or something like that. I expect this line will kind of bounce back and forth a little bit here and there between the 3s, the 3.5s. I would love for it to get to 2.5, but we will see how that all goes here. And again, we talked about this already, the DraftKings offer that we've got. Just head into the article right here. You can click any of these links, $60 in free bets for that. So we certainly want to take advantage of that. So as we get to looking here, let's talk about where the money might be going. 67% of the bets, 62% of the money is on the Packers and the points right now. So people backing the Packers here with them receiving some points. 62% of the tickets and 79% of the money is on the over. We talk about this all the time. I mean, the tickets are always going to be on the over because the public is always going to bet the over. They don't want to root for teams not to score. They want to root for teams to score. So, but to see the money coming in on the over as well is pretty interesting here at 47.5. On the injury side of things, if you're looking at the Packers, Randall Cobb is questionable. Jimmy Graham broke his thumb last week, but is actually still questionable to play the game, apparently. Is catching the ball well in practice. So, yeah, Jimmy Graham might play with a broken thumb. Cornerbacks Rashad Breeland and Kevin King are both questionable. So a couple of starting corners there are questionable for this Packers team. And linebacker Nick Perry is out for these guys. On the other side there for the Vikings, safety Andrew Sendejo is out, so he is not going to be playing. And they do get back linebacker Anthony Barr. He's missed 3 games for them. Good for the Vikings fans to get him back in there. On the offensive side here, you can see Nate will in the article here goes into an in-depth breakdown of where all the statistics and things like that. Just to run down real quick here, Packers 16th in points per game, 8th in total yards, 14th in red zone touchdown percentage, 30th in rush percentage. So they do not run the ball very often. However, they're second in rush yards per attempt. So when they do run, they actually have a lot of success, which is kind of weird that they don't want to run more. But, this is, of course, the season-long statistics, and now they've actually settled on a running back there in Jones, and so maybe that will start to tick up there for these guys. 7th in pass attempts, 6th in passing yards. Their offensive line there for the Packers, 16th in the run blocking grades according to Pro Football Focus, and 3rd in pass blocking grade. So good offensive line there, at least middle of the pack against the run, and way up top, 3rd in pass blocking there. On the Vikings side of things, 12th in points per game, 25th in time of possession, 14th in total yards, 24th though in red zone touchdown percentage. So they've been getting down there a lot, and then they've been fizzling out and having to settle for field goals. So something to watch, something to consider if you're looking at maybe on the Packers side of things here, that the Vikings aren't converting in the red zone very often. 32nd in rush percentage, so they never run the ball. They never run the ball. 30th in rushing yards, 4th in pass attempts. So obviously, if they never run, they're passing all the time. 8th in passing yards. Their offensive line not near as good as the Packers on the other side here. 27th in run blocking grade and 32nd. That's dead last in the league, obviously, in pass blocking grade there for these guys. If you're wondering about the pace and how these teams play, we got the Packers at 15th and the Vikings at 5th. So if anything, this should be a little bit of a faster paced game, because you got one team right in the middle, one team at the top. If you kind of even those two things out, should be a little bit faster of a game there for these guys. On the defensive side of the ball, Packers 15th overall DVOA. Probably wouldn't have guessed that they were kind of ranking middle of the pack there. 17th overall by Pro Football Focus. 12th in yards per game allowed, 27th though against the run. They're 27th against the run, 26th in yards per game allowed with the rush. So thing here is you got a Packers team that's very susceptible against the run, but you've got a Viking team that doesn't want to run the ball or can't run the ball or whatever it might be, because we talked about it earlier. They are 32nd in rush percentage of plays that they run. So Packers 10th in pass rush, so they're getting after the quarterback pretty well, and 6th in pass coverage, so have actually been very good. However, as we mentioned, 2 of their starting corners are questionable, might not play, and if they do play, they're not going to be 100% in this game. On the Viking side here, you've got a team that is 5th overall DVOA, 6th overall by Pro Football Focus, 5th in yards per game allowed, 2nd against the run, 5th in rush yards per game allowed, 13th best pass rush in the league, and 10th in pass coverage. So very, very different there. They are very elite in most categories here, the Vikings on defense. So this is kind of how this is going to break down here, guys. How we might want to take a look at this. If you look at the picks here and how we're going to go about this, Nate put in here where he's kind of leaning on the things. As far as me, like, I kind of look at this way. Let's make a case for the over in this game. So 47.5 is where we sit right now. Let's make a case for the over. The case for the over would be maybe that one of these two teams just lights the other team up early in this game. And with them lighting the other team up, the other team just has to completely abandon the run, which neither one of these teams really want to run anyway. But now they're really abandoning the run, and they just have to pass every single down. And with that, of course, incomplete passes stop the clock. That extends the game, and that can make the game last longer. And of course, if you're passing, you're getting yards in bigger chunks. That's a case for the over there. I mean, we're looking at the teams that are last and third to last in rush percentage as it is anyway. So maybe that plays into how you might want to get to the over there, because you just have two teams that are really, really prone to the pass. Now, if we want to make a case for the under, maybe if you're leaning towards the under here, I mean, the Vikings defense is very, very good. I mean, that's one of the cases for the under here, is just the fact that maybe the Packers can't get anything going. I mean, as we mentioned, up there in this, they're top 15 in just about every single category in the league when it comes to defense, top 5 or 6 in most of those as well, as as we just went through. And another thing here, they're the best defense in the league on third down. They are getting the other team off the field. They're not allowing them to convert on third down. So another reason to kind of like, if you want to play the under in this game. And of course, we can go back to what we talked about at the very top here, was just the Packers have played very poorly on the road. They're 0-5 this year. They're 0-7 dating back to in their last 7 games dating back to last year. So they just not played very well on the road so far this season. So again, there's a case for the under if you want to do that. Looking at a couple of player props, if we want to play any player props in this thing, I would look at the Diggs and Thielen yardage totals. I've seen the Diggs kind of in the 73 to 75 range, and then I've seen Thielen kind of in that 93-ish, 94-ish range. Pretty decent shot, I would imagine, for at least Diggs to go over there in that 70-ish range. Thielen, of course, he had that streak of 100-yard games to start the season. So, of course, him getting to 100 yards, which is basically where the prop is at right now, is certainly within play here. But again, we have a team that just never runs the ball. So they're just going to throw and throw and throw. And if we're looking at, the injury situation on the Packers side of the ball, missing a lot starting linebacker, missing a couple of cornerbacks there, then certainly something that maybe these two receivers could take advantage of. Now, if we're playing aside here, guys, look, the Packers playing their 4th road game in the last 5 games here. Defense, I feel like, is going to be the key to this game, and it's going to be the key for the Vikings winning this game. As we mentioned, just very, very tough against all aspects of the game. And I think that this team being back at home, playing in the Dome, after kind of, I'm not going to say squandering that game against the Bears, but certainly they had their chances and did not get it done. I think that they're going to do it here. Listen, they're best in the league on third down. They are also the number 1 red zone defense in the league as well. They're only allowing teams to score touchdowns 40% of the time. On the flip side, the Packers allowing 55% of the time teams to score touchdowns when they get down there. So this Vikings defense is very, very stingy in the red zone as well here. Now, look, Davante Adams is certainly awesome, and I'm not going to take anything away from him, but Randall Cobb's questionable, probably won't play, and even if he does, is not going to be effective. So past Davante Adams, you got a bunch of rookies catching the balls for Aaron Rodgers here. And, Davante Adams is going to be dealing with Xavier Rhodes. Now, that is a matchup he can certainly win. Davante Adams is very, very good. He can win any matchup. I'm not saying that Xavier Rhodes is certainly going to shut him down completely. What I will say is maybe he slows him down. And if he does slow him down just a little bit, then Aaron Rodgers has to rely on a bunch of rookie receivers and things like that to kind of get this done here. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and look, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and Nate mentioned here, you can get the 3 at BetStars. You can get the 3 at DraftKings here. For me, I'm going to go ahead and head that way, and I'm going to take the Vikings here at home in a must-win game. They have to win this game if they want to have any chance to win the division. Division's probably already gone anyway, but if they're going to have any chance whatsoever, they have to win this game. And then on top of that, this is just also to keep them in that wild card hunt here. I think that they just have superior talent on the defensive side of the ball. Certainly not on the offensive side of the ball as far as quarterback goes. Aaron Rodgers, probably the greatest to ever play the game. That being said, you're going to have Kirk Cousins slinging this thing all over the field to 2 very elite receivers in Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen in matchups against these corners that are either going to be injured or playing backups here that I think they're going to be able to win. We're only talking about a field goal here. Really hope this thing gets to 2.5. I haven't made a play yet. I'm going to hang out to see if maybe some of that money ends up coming in on the Packers here, and hopefully this thing could get down to 2.5. If it doesn't, I'll still make the play at 3 on the Vikings here. Won't love it, but certainly something that I feel pretty good about. I think this Vikings team is going to play well at home here, and I think this defense is really going to step up against a bunch of rookie receivers here, and Xavier Rhodes going to not knock him down, but certainly limit what Davante Adams does. All right, guys, as always, please hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like button. Also in the comments, let me know who you're playing tonight. If you're going to be playing the Vikings, if you're going to be playing the Packers, if you like a side, if you like, however you think, or if you like one of the totals, love to hear how that's going to go. You can click on the article here. Again, at DraftKings, we got $60 for free, so you certainly want to do that. $10 at 888 and get 500 at BetStars and FanDuel and things like that. So head to dkpicks.com if you want the DraftKings deal. Again, $60 in free bets, and it's only good to Monday, so you want to take advantage of that. And then head to playpicks.com/bonus. I think it's going down in the little ticker behind. It'd certainly be in the description as well for all the rest of our offers. Great deals at all the sportsbooks over there in New Jersey. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck tonight. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. While you're here, hit that subscribe button right down below. Make sure you never miss a video. When you get done doing that, please head to playpicks.com/bonus for the very best deposit bonus and free money offers on the internet.